Good morning, you're watching Doordarshan News and this is the news for Hearing Impaired. I am Nancy Kohli and with me is Meera Bhatia. Let's begin with the headlines. NDA allies strongly back Prime Minister's move to demonetize 500 and 1000 rupee currency. Said the move is a strong blow on black money and corruption. Government takes several measures to ease the situation arising out of demonetization. The charges on ATM transactions waived till 30th December. ATMs start giving out new 500 and 200 rupee currency notes. Prime Minister reiterates his resolve to rid the country of black money and corruption, seeks people's cooperation in the fight. At a rally in Ghazipur, the Prime Minister asserts it will be the poor who would benefit the most from the move to demonetize the currency. In Kashmir, students defy terrorists and separatists. 95% turnout for Class 12 exam. Class 10 exam begins in the state from today. Visiting Israeli President Reuven Rivlin to hold talks with President and Prime Minister today. The visiting president to also review the progress of several projects being run in cooperation with Israel. And the people world over gaze with amazement the spectacle of supermoon. The extraordinary celestial phenomenon was visible after 68 years. And now the news in detail. The Bharati Janata Party and its allies have strongly backed the government's demonetization decision, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi ruling out any rethinking on the issue. Speaking to newspersons after the NDA meeting yesterday, Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu said that there was no rethink on rendering the high-value currency notes illegal, saying the government's crusade against black money and corruption will be carried out to its logical conclusion. The NDA allies decided that they will take on the opposition parties criticizing the demonetization move by countering each of their allegations during the winter session beginning 16th November. They also decided not to be defensive, as people have supported the decision and are willing to face inconvenience. In yet another move to lessen woes of people facing cash crunch, the RBI has directed the banks to waive off the ATM charges on all transactions done by the savings bank's customers till 30th December. The waiver will be applicable on transactions done by a customer through his or her own bank ATMs as well as those of other banks. The waiver is applicable on transactions done at ATMs from 10th November till 30th December 2016. There are about 2 lakh ATMs of different banks across the country. A customer was permitted at least 5 free transactions per month for the use of own bank ATMs. The banks could charge up to 20 rupees beyond the permitted transactions. Ghazipur in eastern Uttar Pradesh was the venue for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first political rally after the demonetization announcement. The message to corrupt, black marketeers and the custodian of black money was crisp and clear that no one will be spared. He took on the political rivals who have been questioning the move, saying only those politicians who have hoarded black money are now having sleepless nights. At the same time, Prime Minister Modi assured that all possible steps are being taken to mitigate the problems faced by people due to demonetization. He asked people to not believe in rumors, promising that all troubles will be over after the 50-day period gets over. Acknowledging the problems caused to the common man, Prime Minister Modi said that he feels the pain of the common man. He added that he himself is spending sleepless nights to do all that he can to facilitate the existing situation. He said the inconvenience faced by the common man will not go in vain. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court will today hear a batch of PIL seeking quashing of the government's decision to demonetize 1,000 and 500 currency notes on the ground that it infringed citizens' right to life and trade, among others. The plea has sought either quashing of the notification or a direction to the centre for grant of reasonable time frame to citizens to exchange the demonetized currency notes to avoid difficulties being faced by people. The centre has also filed a caveat in the registry saying it should be heard if the bench agrees to hear and pass orders on any such plea. Moving on, amid tight security, thousands of students yesterday appeared for the annual board examinations across Kashmir, while at different places unknown persons targeted examination centres, forcing authorities to relocate those for the safety of the students. In order to conduct the examinations smoothly, except staff and police personnel, everyone was barred to enter into the examination centres. Around 480 centres had been set up for about 48,000 candidates for the Class 12 examinations across Kashmir division. Over 2,595 aspirants appeared in 24 declared hypersensitive examination centres in Bandipora. One militant was killed as the army foiled an infiltration bid along the line of control in the Naugam sector in Kashmir on Monday. One weapon has also been recovered from the slain militant. Pakistan has yet again violated the ceasefire and fired unprovoked on forward posts in the line of control in Rajouri, Jammu and Poonch of Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan Rangers fired with 82mm mortar, which was befittingly replied to from the Indian side. Pakistan had violated the ceasefire agreement 286 times along the line of control and the international border since the army carried out the surgical strikes on the terror launch pads in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. One Jawan was also injured in Poonch sector in the cross-border firing. Meanwhile, schools along the border with Pakistan reopened yesterday in Jammu and Kashmir. On the 1st of November, the government had ordered the closure of 174 schools situated along the international border in Jammu district following heavy firing from the Pakistani side. The visiting president of Israel, Reuven Rivlin, will hold talks with President Pranab Mukherjee and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. He'll also review the progress of several projects being run in cooperation with Israel. President Rivlin arrived in New Delhi on Monday on an 8-day visit to India. He's accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising officials, academicians and business leaders. Today, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari and External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will call on the visiting dignitary. Apart from meeting countries' leadership, Rivlin is likely to meet business leaders of both India and Israel. He'll also visit the Centre of Excellence in Agriculture in Karnal and participate in the Agrotech 2016. He'll also visit the Taj Mahal during his stay. And stargazers are in for a treat as the spectacular supermoon emerged across the world, appearing 14% larger and 30% brighter than usual. Supermoon, or the brightest moon in almost 69 years, lit up the sky on Monday night, and people across the globe viewed this spectacular phenomenon. The American Space Agency, the NASA, has described the big celestial event as undeniably beautiful. Skygazers in Delhi also witnessed the supermoon, which is the biggest and the brightest since 1948. It will not make a similar approach until 25th November 2034. China is mourning the death of Yu Shu, the country's first female J-10 jet pilot who was killed during an aerobatic training session on Saturday. Yu was hit by the wing of another aircraft after ejecting from her plane. Yu, from Sichuan province, joined the Air Force in 2005. She was the first of 4 female pilots to qualify to fly the 2-seater multi-role J-10 fighter jet. Many citizens expressed sadness at the sudden death of Yu, who was affectionately known as the Golden Peacock. On to some sports news now. After a forgettable outing with scores of 13-1 in the opening test against England at Rajkot, Ajinkya Rahane, the only Indian batsman in the top 10, dropped 4 places to 9th in the latest International Cricket Council test rankings. The test rankings were released in Dubai yesterday. Chiteshwar Pujara and Murli Vijay rose 2 spots each to number 11 and number 23 respectively, while skipper Virat Kohli's match-saving unbeaten 49 in the second essay helped him gain a spot to number 14 in the list headed by Australia's Steve Smith. Meanwhile, India's premier off-spinner Ravichandran Ashwin continued to lead the bowlers chart with Sri Lankan veteran Rangana Herath rising 2 spots to the second spot. Indian golfer SSP Chaurasia lifted his first Asian Tour title outside the country after prevailing at the second playoff hole to win the 1 million World Manila Masters. Victory at the richest golf tournament in the Philippines was the first for the 38-year-old outside India, and it was one to remember after he birdied the 18th playoff hole twice to clinch victory over Sam Chian of the US and Malaysia's Nicholas Fung. Chaurasia finished regulation play with a flawless 6 under par 66 to force his way into a 3-way playoff after Fung and Chian had earlier set the clubhouse lead at 19 under par 269. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. But before we go, here's also a quick reminder. You can catch all the latest from the world of politics, sports and business at our Twitter handle. That's at DD News Live. Well, that's it then for the moment. Thanks for being with us.